All right, guys, let's get started. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Urban Yoga in the Park. I'm Tommy. I'm going to be guiding you through your practice this morning. Welcome to everybody that's live on Zoom or watching on YouTube at home. Make sure you check our website for all the latest updates. We got a lot of things adjusting in terms of scheduling. Some classes are moving indoors for like Saturday morning. Johnny's here outside on Saturdays. There's also a lot of teachers taking some time off and stuff, so we have some different subs, and we're trying to keep up and keep all that maintained. And then, as always, this is the website where you can donate, keep our yoga community going strong. So this morning, I thought we would just do a nice, easy flow, but I thought we'd kind of slow some things down in a couple spots. And we've all done a lot of these poses 100 times, 1,000 times, whatever it is, and you kind of get mechanical through them. So I went back and even looked back at a lot of my books and just started looking at some cueing where we can fine tune a little bit, maybe feel the poses in a little bit of a different way. Just those fine tune adjustments that can kind of engage the body in certain spots and just approach things a little bit differently. So we're going to come into just easy seat, Sukhasana, legs can be crossed. Sit yourself up on a blanket or a block if you have one, gives that little tilt in the hips here. And we're going to begin with the breath, but just bringing a little bit of different attention to the breath. A lot of times the cue is, let's take a deep breath, take a deep breath. And what we tend to do is we use external force and we start pumping the lungs and we start hardening the tissues in the lungs and we start squeezing and tightening the abdomen. And that's kind of counterproductive to what we want to do. So let's kind of approach the breath a little bit differently this morning. Close the eyes here. Palms can be on the knees, face up. Begin to lengthen out through that spine, reaching up through the crown of the head. Just take a moment here to exhale completely, just gently. And as we say, deepen the breath. Instead of using that external force, just begin to see how soft you can keep the tissues of the lung as you draw the breath in through the nose, over the back of the throat, filling up the abdomen and the belly, but just keeping everything soft. Then gently exhaling, just letting everything soften even a little bit more, and seeing if you can just draw that exhale out nice, slow, and gradual. Back to the inhale. Soften, and slow, gradual draw of the breath in through the nose. And the longer you can draw that inhalation and exhalation out, begin to find just a little bit more space, keeping the tissues of those lungs soft, sides of the ribs soft, a little engagement of the belly, but not squeezing everything, not tightening. Beginning to draw that awareness inward. Just notice the flow of the breath. Getting stuck in a spot or two. Notice where it flows freely. And then on your next inhale, when you reach the top of that inhale, really try to draw out and focus on a slow, gentle exhale. When you get to the bottom of that exhale, just a little squeeze of the bottom ribs towards the belly. Kind of picture yourself almost like you're wringing out a sponge full of water. And you're not wrenching it or squeezing it. You're just gently beginning to squeeze all that air out so that on that next inhale, fill that sponge back up and just absorb that fresh oxygen, flooding the cells, filling up the lungs. Continue with that rhythm of breath here. Starting to notice the micro movements that are flowing with the breath, the inhale, lifting of the crown, lengthening of the spine. A little taller in your seat. Nice, slow exhale. Just let those shoulders melt away from the ears. And feel that root down through your tail. So continue with that rhythmic breath throughout your practice. Let it be your guide. And as I cue, deepen the breath, or take a deep breath. Not using that external force to tighten anything. Slight engagement of the belly, but it's not tight. All right, let's take one more deep breath in, nice and gently, gradual. And a nice, slow, gentle exhale. Soft, blink the eyes open. Take the fingertips to the jaw, the hinge of the jaw here. Just kind of open the mouth slightly. Take the thumbs just a little bit under those jaw bones. I hold a lot of tension in my jaw. And just kind of work that a little bit side to side. Just take it down into the throat, massage along the sides of the throat, the lymph nodes. Continue breathing there. And we'll take the left hand, just extend the right arm out, and then just take that right into that spot below the clavicle. There's that little dip right there. And just kind of work in there in some circle. Just softening the chest. Hold a lot of tension there when we're kind of drawing all our shoulders forward, sitting in chairs, texting, watching too much TV. We'll take that to the other side. Right, stretch out the wrist. We'll go ahead and take the left arm forward. Go ahead and extend the fingertips down. Use the opposite hand to kind of press the fingertips down. And you'll get as much stretch as you want. Like flipping the fingers back towards you, pressing down on the heel of the hand. You can also go like one finger at a time if you want. Take that to the other side. Morning, Marnie. Good to see you. Kind of pull the fingertips down a little bit more. A little stretch there. All right, we'll go ahead and come into prayer position. Press the heels of the hands together. Stretch out the wrist, kind of draw them down a little bit towards the center of the belly. Stretching out the tops of the wrist. You go and invert. Press the heels of the hands together. Just kind of exploring those different spots. Open up those cracks. All right, go ahead and shake out the wrist to the side. It's good with the bugs around. Flap the wings a little. And then go ahead and just flip them out. Flip the water off. All right, interlace the palms together. Just some gentle figure eights here. And other direction, always a little funky at first. Let all that go. We'll go ahead and take the arms out to a T. Press the heels of the hands out, like pressing against two different walls. You feel those arms start to fire up. Then go ahead and just roll the wrists with some fists, feeling that stretch in the tops of the forearms. And other direction. Let's all go. All right, arms back out to a T. Roll the shoulders open, fingertips up to the sky. Deep breath in. On the exhale, chin to the chest, fingertips to the shoulders. Starting to wake up the backs of the shoulders, backs of the arms. Inhale, maybe the gaze comes up a little bit, open the chest. Stretch the arms from the shoulders left to right. Deep breath in, gently. Exhale, chin to chest, fingertips to shoulders. A couple times, move with your breath. Inhale, open. Exhale, contract. Inhale, open. Again, deep breathing in a nice passive way as opposed to external force tightening up the abdomen. Got a few more times. Inhale, open. And exhale, contract. All right, fingertips back to the shoulder. Let's go ahead and just circle out through the shoulders here. Working into those wings, scapula. We'll take that both directions. Draw the elbows forward and down. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open forward. Breath in. Exhale, back. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Just move with your breath. So inhale, opening. Maybe you're adding gaze. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. One more time. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, and close. All right, let's shake it all out. Let's inhale the arms up. Take a gentle twist. Go ahead and take that right hand across the thigh. Roll that back shoulder back behind. You can use that right hand on the outside of that thigh. Use the back of the palm there. It gives a little bit more of a leverage in that twist. Sit up nice and tall. Deep, gradual breath in. Soften the ribs. And exhale, look over that left shoulder. Next inhale, lengthen up your spine. Into the opposite shoulder. You're still in that twist. Back over that right shoulder. Mute this. Quick. There we go. All right, we'll go ahead and unwind that twist. Let's switch the cross of the legs. Sensation there. We'll take that twist the other direction. Inhale, go ahead and lift up through that abdomen. And then gently exhale, twist back. Roll the back shoulder back, lengthen up that spine. Back of the left hand against that knee. A little bit more leverage. Deep breath in. On the exhale, take the chin to the opposite shoulder. So a little different sensation. All right, we'll go ahead and let all that go. Sitting on a block or a blanket, go ahead and take that out from underneath. But take the feet out in front of us, a little bit wider than hip width distance apart. Roll the shoulders back, fingertips towards the front, press into the heels of the hands. Puff out the chest, and just gently rock the legs side to side. The legs come down, kind of roll that top hip a little bit up and over, so you're rolling that thigh inside. There's a little bit more of that stretch there. So it goes kind of up the back, the low back. Then we'll go ahead and take a twist. So we're going to roll that hip, top hip over, walk the fingertips around behind you. Fingertips just sit up nice and tall in the spine. Deep breath in. Gradually, softly. Let's exhale, look over that left shoulder. Gentle deep breath in. Push a little deeper. Just get warmed up here. And gently walk fingertips back around to the front. Let those legs follow along. Roll that top hip over. Plant the fingers, come up tall. Twist from the base of the spine up through the shoulders to the top. Stay for one more slow, gradual breath. Take your time. Walk the fingertips back around. We'll go ahead and cross the legs. Roll over the ankles here. Tuck the toes. We're just going to come straight up into a mountain pose. So standing position. Spread the toes nice and wide. Inhale, begin to draw that energy up through the legs. Roll up through the spine one vertebrae at a time. When you get about halfway, roll the shoulders back and down. Reach those fingertips out left and right. Inhale, gaze comes gently up. And push the hips gently forward. Gentle back bend. Slide the palms down to heart center. All right, so we've all done mountain pose many, many times, I'm sure. We're just going to start from the base and work our way up. So we say spread the toes out nice and wide. And we can do that by fanning them out. But also what we want to do is we want to stretch the toes from the base, so the ball of the foot out to the tip. So just consciously pressing down into the ball of the foot, toes come down, and then really flatten them out as much as you can. So there's not a lot of arc in the toe there. Root down through the heels. Kind of close the eyes and tune in as I begin to cue here. Gentle pull up and in of the kneecaps. Take the fingertips and place them on the hips. And we want to, when we say tuck the tail, people kind of go, you know, what am I doing? You're like squeezing your butt together. What we want to do is have a little rotation in the hips, kind of forward. So use your fingertips. Think about tucking your tail and rotating the hips forward. So what that's going to do is kind of tighten up the belly here, engage the belly. The lower ribs are going to draw down and in. Palms back to heart center or alongside you. And then roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Create a little bit more space in the chest as you broaden through those clavicles. And then reach up through the crown. Reach up slightly with the heart as you lengthen through the torso. And then just check back in from top to bottom. Spreading those toes from the base to the tips. Kneecaps slightly engaged. A little tilt in the pelvis. Long in the torso and spine. Nice, firm, strong foundation. Let's inhale the arms up overhead. Lengthen out through the torso, but keep your shoulders in the girdle. So we kind of do this and we tighten up the shoulders around the ears. So shoulders are down in the girdle slightly, but we're lengthening up through that torso. Kind of think of like almost one of those little bendy straws, right? That you can lengthen out. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, we're going to reach out and forward. We're going to come into a forward fold. And before you fold forward, reach forward with those fingertips and extend out through that torso so you find a little bit more space here. Take a deep breath in. Then exhale, hinge at those hips and gently begin to come down. So just that little extra finding of maybe an inch or two in the torso to a little bit more space for that fold forward. All right, thighs are coming backwards. Lengthen out through the backs of the calves. Come up halfway, so Ardha Uttanasana. Press the palms into the shins. And again, lengthen out through the torso. So reach the crown of the head forward and think of your torso as just being sort of lengthened like one of those little bendy straws. Take a deep inhale. And then on that exhale, fold yourself forward down and then bring the nose down, the gaze down towards the belly, the knees. You can grab for the backs of the calves here, kind of stretching it out. Interlace interlace fingertips behind you. Draw them back down along the ankles. Deep breath into the center of the back, nice and slow and gradual, not forcing anything. Just that halfway lift one more time. Inhale, flatten out the spine. Reach and stretch out that torso. And shift the weight into the toes. And then exhale, fold yourself down and in one more time. Heel toe the feet out a little bit wider. And either grab for opposite elbows, or if you can slide the palms with the back of the hand on the mat. Using the feet on top of them, maybe bending the elbows, bending the knees, and then straightening out through the legs to find a little bit more length in the back. If that's not happening, all good. Grab for opposite elbows, just lengthen and draw your elbows down to find a little bit more space. If palms are under, draw those elbows out a lot. Take that deep, slow, gradual breath into the back. All right. Palms are underneath. Go ahead and release those. Let's come up halfway one more time. Inhale halfway. Exhale, we'll fold down. We're going to step the left foot back. And we're going to drop down into a low lunge. Bring your blocks along if you'd like. Take a moment here to set our foundation. Same thing with those toes. Spread them nice and wide. Press them down so we're stretching from the base of the foot to the tip. Line that front knee up over the ankle. Take a look at that back foot. Make sure we're in alignment. It's not cockeyed or sticking out to the side. And then that same thing with the hips. So take the hips and just that gentle sort of tilt in the pelvis. We're tucking our tail down and then we're opening up through the front of the body. Bring the blocks alongside, bring palms up to the knee. Sink down into that lunge a little bit deeper. Take a deep breath into that left hip. Nice, slow and gradual. Pressing into the top of that back foot as well. Maybe bring the arms up. And again, find that little length in the torso. So we're not drawing the shoulders up to the ears. Shoulders are nice and firm in that girdle, but we're just lengthening up through the chest, finding a little deep space here. Maybe a gentle back bend. Belly button slightly engaged, not holding the breath. One more deep, slow, gradual breath here. Gently on the exhale, drop the fingertips down. Tuck the back toe, and go ahead and slide the hips back towards the heels. Options with our blocks. Help them alongside you. You can come down to the forearms. That toe popped up, so the toes are drawn back towards that kneecap, and keep that muscles around the knee, keeping it nice and steady. Inhale, lengthen up to the crown. And exhale, gently draw the nose down towards the thigh, any amount. Feels okay. Deep, slow, gradual intake of the breath. Nice, slow exhale. Squeezing out that sponge at the bottom of the exhale. All right, we'll go ahead and bend that front knee, untuck those back toes. Place blocks off to the side. We'll go ahead and bring hands down, tuck the back toe, and pop that back knee. We're going to come into warrior one. Drop the back heel down. We're going to be at about a 45-degree angle on that back foot. Knee lined up over the foot. Take a look at those toes. Spread them out. Stretch them from the base to the tip. And draw the energy up. All right. So that back knee is going to be engaged. We want to draw that back knee up and in. That's going to be really, really solid foundation point. Gentle tilt in the pelvis, so kind of rock that pelvis, tailbone down. Knee lined up over foot. We're going to bring those arms all the way up. Lengthen up through that torso. and maybe a gentle back bend here. Checking with the hips that they're not opening up to the left, or maybe just a little adjustment, drawing that right hip crease back. And then sink into that lunge a little bit more. Lifting through the chest, sinking through the tail. Keep that back knee fired up. Deep, slow, gradual breath here. On the exhale, we're going to make our way to warrior two. Take your time through the transition. Let's set ourselves up from the base all the way up. So heel to arch alignment, we've all heard that a bunch of times. So one little thing we want to cue here is the thighs. We want to take the internal thighs and rotate them outward. So you can literally put your hands on your internal thighs, open them up as much as you can. You want to take that back knee and kind of rotate it out to the side. So it's nice and engaged, opening up through the pelvis. Begin to sink into that lunge. Take the palms along the back on the sacrum and then just pop out the chest. That little tilt in the pelvis. So the tailbone is tucked. Let's take the fingertips out. Roll the shoulders open so palms face up. Stretch the arms out from the shoulders, left and right. Kind of play around with just that sensation of back and forward. Keep those thighs rotated out. And then exhale, fingertips come down, sink down and in. So as you sink down and in, lifting through the torso, sinking down into the legs. That back knee engaged, those thighs engaged. Let's go ahead and reverse, taking that front hand, reaching it all the way up, extend out through the torso and the side ribs, and then slide the other palm down the back. Those thighs working. Stay for one more breath. Exhale back to warrior two. Legs should be feeling it right about now. All right, we're going to come into extended side angle, which we've all done a bunch of times. Take the block to the outside of the back foot, or two blocks if you have it. We're bent into that knee. Slide the elbow to the knee, or go ahead and reach for that block behind you. You want to spin that top shoulder back, and we want to rotate those left ribs up towards the sky. So trying to be as much as possible opening up through the front of the chest. Take that left hand, bring it to the sacrum so you can open up that shoulder a little bit more. And then take the left hand up in front of the face and over the top. Stretch out from that back foot through from the ankle up through the leg to find just a little bit more length here. So little micro cue. Checking with the belly, checking with the breath. Are we breathing? One more breath. All right, use your core strength. Go ahead and bring it back up to warrior two. Windmill the hands on down. Place your props off to the side if they're around. The palms come down. Step it all the way back into a plank pose. Pause here for a breath or two. So you're pressing up out of the shoulders. No space between the shoulder blades. Have a little rounding in the spine. Push out through the heels as you reach forward with the crown. Deep breath in. Slowly, gradually. On the exhale, lower down knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. All the way down. Let's take a low cobra. Rock back and forth on those hips. Lengthen out through the tops of the thighs. Then gently pressing against the ground. Feel that lower back start to fire up. Draw those elbows right in along the ribs. Gaze comes up and out. Deep breath here. On the exhale, gaze comes down. And to bring yourself up to the knees, tuck the toes. We'll push it all the way back, downward facing dog. Pedal out through your calves, one leg at a time. Spread the fingertips. On the inhale, lift up through the tail, come up onto the balls of the feet. Then draw your torso. It's kind of a weird sensation, but you want to draw the torso back towards the legs. So your gaze is coming down and in. And think about drawing your heart back towards your thighs. You're tucking those shoulder blades in and down the back. Find a little bit more space there. Keep those elbows rolled in, so the triceps rolled in towards the ears. Then sink down through the heels. Deep breath in, slowly, gradually. Let's take the left leg up and back, extend it out. Inhale here. On the exhale, draw the knee in towards the nose, step it forward. Drop the back knee down. We're coming to low lunge on that second side. Try to bring those blocks along. Set yourself up, build from the foundation. Spread the toes from base to tips. Check that back leg. Real tilt in that pelvis, rotating that tailbone down and in. Lifting up through the chest, lifting through the crown. Maybe arms come along. Lift and extend through the torso, the shoulders away from the ears. Gentle back bend here. A little internal squeeze of those thighs, drawing that energy to the center line of the body. One more breath here. On the exhale, fingertips come down. Straightening out through that front leg. Tuck the back toes or not, whatever feels good. Pop those front toes up, draw them back towards the knee. Adjust your blocks as needed. Sliding the hips back towards the heels. Reach forward with the crown first. And exhale, gently rounding the back. Draw the gaze down in towards the knee or thigh. Nice, gentle, deep breath right into the back. Get to the bottom of that exhale, a little squeeze of those lower ribs. Really makes that next inhale feel full, refreshing. Find a little bit more space. Slowly begin to come up out of that by bending that front leg. Walks off to the side, fingertips down. Pop the back leg up. And we'll go ahead and take warrior one, second side. Drop down through the heel. Spread those back toes nice and wide. And to draw that energy up through the leg. Check in with the hips. Draw that left hip back. A little tilt in that pelvis. And draw up through that back right knee. So it's nice, firm, and strong. Maybe the arms come along. Extend up. Lengthen out through the torso as you drop down through the tail. Gentle back bend here. Sink into that lunge a little bit. Take one more breath. On the exhale, we begin to move through the transition, warrior two. Heel to arch alignment. So let's work through those thighs. Take the thighs, rotate them outward. Check in with that front knee. So you're going to kind of rotate that thigh, and then the back knee as well. The back knee is going to firm up nice and strong. Roll the arms open. Stretch out from the shoulders, front to back. Lift up through the torso, and exhale, sink down and in. Looking out over that front arm. And then just kind of feel where you are consciously, that you're not reaching too far forward. Sometimes you tend to kind of reach a little bit too far forward. And just draw that back arm back just a little bit. Reverse. Take the front arm down. Begin to extend up. Find a little bit more length in the side ribs. And slide the back arm down the way. Gaze can come up under that front arm. One more breath. On the exhale, we'll set ourselves up. Extended side angle, second side. So again, you can have elbow on knee, but if you've never used the blocks, highly recommend it. You can have them on multiple levels here. So if you can get to your knee, you can probably get to that block. Press down on the heel of the hand, and then spin those top ribs open. You want a nice opening. That leg all the way up to the ribs. Lift up out of that back ankles, almost like feel it lifting up and out. We'll take that front arm up in front of the face. A nice line of energy to the back edge of that foot, going all the way up to the ribs, all the way to those fingertips. Tailbones tucked, belly slightly engaged. The tissues of the lungs just nice and soft. Working through that rhythmic breath. Make sure you're not sinking into that front shoulder too much. So you're picking up out of that. All right, one more breath here. Then use that core strength to bring yourself back up to warrior two. Deep inhale here, nice, slow, gradual. And on the exhale, we'll windmill the hands down. Place your props off to the side if they're around. Step it back to that plank pose. Reach out over those wrists with the crown. Deep breath here. And option. Take knees, chest, chin, or if you want to take full chaturanga, you're dropping the heart space down. Keeping those elbows squeezed in when you get halfway. Take that cobra, back bend of choice, maybe up dog. If you're going up dog, thighs, knees are up off the ground. Belly button pulling up toward the spine. Exhale back, and let's take a child's pose. Legs should be really talking to you right about now. Before you sink down and in, just kind of work the hips back towards the heels. Maybe you tent the fingers and gently begin to melt down through the heart space. Head coming down low. Just soften through the legs and the thighs. Deep breath into the back. All right, take one more deep, slow, gradual, soft breath. Nice, long, slow exhale. Gonna walk the fingers back in. We'll go ahead and bring the knees back together, tuck those toes, and push it back to downward dog. All right, pedal out through the dog. Inhale, lift up through the tail, maybe come up to the balls of the feet. Like I said, draw the torso back towards the legs, squeezing those elbows in, maybe melting down through the heels. Take a breath here, inhale. On the exhale, step, hop, or float yourself forward. Inhale, halfway, reach out, extend that torso nice and long. Thighs back. And exhale, fold in one more time. Inhale, we're going to begin to roll ourselves all the way back up to stand. Halfway, roll shoulders out, left and right, fingertips up together. Little tuck of that tailbone as you rotate that pelvis. Give you a little bit more space for that gentle back. Slide the palms down towards heart center. Close the eyes here. Just let some of that prana, that energy we started building, filter down through the body. All right, we're going to do that same sequence. Obviously, that was pretty slow. We were doing a lot of micro cueing. You just take those into, oh god, there's bugs like up my nose. Sorry, lost my train of thought. Just take those, keep those in mind as we go through this next sequence. All right, we're going to inhale up. Exhale, fold forward, fingertips out, extend through the torso. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift, extend through the crown. Exhale, fold down. We're going to step back. This time, we're going to skip the low lunge. We're going to come right into our warrior one. Back foot at an angle, draw the energy up through the legs. Make those little hip adjustments in the pelvis. Inhale, arms lift up through the torso. Deep breath in here, gradually and slowly. On the exhale, warrior two. Consciously moving through that transition, thighs rolling outwards. Lift up through the torso on the inhale. Exhale, sink down in it. Take the extended side angle, either with the block or elbow to the knee. Extend out through that back leg and ankle, lift up and out. Inhale, back up, warrior two. All right, now if you want to come along, let's play around with a little half moon here. Take those blocks out in front of you, about a foot out in front. So same cues with the thighs. And before you just hop into jumping up into that, a lot of people hop into it and then they try to rotate and get up into it. So what I like to kind of do is get those thighs rotated out. Kind of come into that extended side angle and draw on that, those ribs up and open. Place the hand on the block, shorten up your stance a little bit. And then by keeping the body open, you're just sort of like tiptoeing. Maybe you pop up. Adjust the footing if you need to. But it's a lot easier if you try to come into it with an open chest as opposed to trying to rotate the chest open when you get in there. If you fall out of it, you're supposed to. It's yoga. It's hard. So just something to play around with. Like you can do that when you're at home. You're working through that warrior two. You're working through that side angle. You're getting those thighs open. You're getting that side body open. And then a tough pose, obviously, half moon. Kind of play around with just tiptoeing in. And keep a nice bend in that front knee. So don't straighten that front knee. Have a little bit of bend. And just play around. Great job, guys. All right, we're going to do that again on the other side. So just food for thought. Go ahead and shake that out. Let's take it back to warrior two. Get our bearings, something we all can handle and excel in. Deep breath in. On the exhale, we're going to windmill the hands down. Step ourselves forward. Inhale halfway. Then exhale forward. Inhale, draw you all the way up. Round up through the spine. Hips forward. Gentle back bend. Exhale, brings it all the way back down. Kind of pause in that halfway point and reach the arms and crown forward. Find a little bit more length in the torso. Fold down. I really like adding that little micro movement. And we'll go ahead and step back with the opposite leg. So right leg back, coming into our warrior one. Build from the foundation. Check in with the pelvis, check in with the hips. Inhale it up. Big breath here. Exhale, warrior two. Feel the arch alignment. Thighs rotating open. Lift through the torso. Exhale, six. Inhale, reverse. Just gets us on the first side. Yep. Back up, warrior. Extended side angle, blocks, elbow to knee, maybe palm on the ground, whatever feels good. Nice line of energy from that back foot all the way up. Over. Back up, warrior. All right. So let's play around with that half moon second side. So again, those blocks are going to be about maybe a foot out in front of you. Working through those thighs, open it up, come into that extended side angle, open the chest, and then kind of drag that back foot in just a little bit. You're not back there and then you're trying to tip up and in. Shorten that stance up, chest is open, fingertips maybe that block. And just play around a little bit with that balance. Maybe just a gentle pick up. Bend in that front knee. And maybe adding the arms, stacking up the shoulders. If that leg comes up, you're pushing out through that heel so it's active. Belly button drawn to the back of the spine. And when you start to come out of it, bend the front knee gently lower back down. All right, wonderful. Thanks for playing. Take it to our warrior two. Nice, firm, strong. Deep breath in here. Exhale, take it all the way down. Step into the plank. And we're just going to drop all the way to our bellies. Wonderful job. Your legs should be really talking to you right now. All right, wiggle those hips side to side, lengthen out through the tops of those thighs. Work the tops of the back feet back and toes back to the back of the mat. Go ahead and come all the way down. Take the arms out to a T. So spread the fingertips out from the shoulders. And then we're going to go ahead and take that left hand, bring it right underneath the shoulder. And we're just going to roll the chest open. So we're going to get a stretch on that right shoulder. You can inch those fingertips back a little bit more on the right side. And that left leg's coming back behind you. You can kind of use it as a little bit of a kickstand here. So you can bend that back knee. Just go as far as the body wants to. One more slow, gradual, deep breath into that shoulder. Gently, gently unwind. Take it to the other side. Rock back and forth on those hips first. Left arm, spread those fingertips from the shoulder. Take the right hand under the shoulder. And then take that right heel and step back behind the leg or calf. And then you get as much stretch as you want by pressing into that right hand, maybe looking up over that right shoulder. One more slow, gradual, deep breath. And unwind yourself. Slide the elbows forward, so they're going to come right underneath the shoulders. Coming into a sphinx pose. Rock back and forth on those hips, lengthen out through the thighs. Push up and out of those shoulders so the chest lifts. Press down into the fingertips. Gently pull the belly up and in, and then press down on the fingers and pull your heart space through the shoulder. Feel that lower back start to fire up a little bit. Deep breath in, slowly and gradually. On the exhale, look over one shoulder, see if you can see those heels. Inhale back to center. And other direction. Back to center, stay for one more breath. Deep breath right into that low back. See what you can soften there so you're not crunching. And exhale, go ahead and let it go. Take palms alongside, just let those shoulders kind of be heavy and let the thighs just relax. Just feel the back of your back lift as you take a deep breath in. Feel your heartbeat against the mat. Take one more breath here. Nice, slow, gradual, deep breath. Soft, easy, not forced. All right, come back into Sphinx one more time. This time, I'm going to go ahead and take the right arm and place it perpendicular to the mat. Drag the elbow in so it's underneath, or closely underneath the shoulder. And then we're going to go ahead and bend back to the left leg. I'm going to go ahead and reach back, just kind of a little gentle twist here. Drawing that heel down in towards that glute. Try not to crunch into that front shoulder, so you're lifting up out of it. If you want a little bit more, you can spin those fingertips around towards the front. Nice, gentle, deep breath in. Exhale, release. Don't let the slingshot fly out of there. Come down, pause, adjust. And we'll take that to the second side. Draw that elbow underneath the shoulder. Arm goes perpendicular. Lengthening out through those thighs. And bend that right knee. Reach back. Begin to draw that heel in towards that glute. Look over that back shoulder. Spin the fingertips around towards the front. A little bit deeper stretch. One more breath here. And release it. Go ahead and press back up. We're going to take a child's pose. So we've been doing a lot of back bends here. Take a small child's pose. Let's try that. Bring the knees together. I skipped out a lot. Bring the knees somewhat together, and then just go ahead and let the fingertips slide back towards the tips of the toes. A nice rounding in the back. That should be a really nice counter pose to those back bends. You can grab for the backs of the heels. Deep breath into that low back. Take one more breath here. All right. Go ahead and bring ourselves up nice and slow. Drop the hips over to one side, bring the legs out in front of you. Kind of skip some stuff on our backs. Bugs are out and about. Go ahead and extend the legs nice and long. Draw those toes back towards us. And a nice counter pose for those back bends, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen up, reach up through the spine. Lengthen through the torso. And reaching out, forward with the crown and the fingertips, hinging at the hips, and then kind of work your hips side to side. You can even reach back there. Pull the booty flesh out of the way a little bit. Give you an inch or two to sink down. We got Johnny. Here we big one. The critters. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lengthen up nice and tall. Nice, deep, slow inhale. Fill up those tissues of the lungs. Exhale, lengthen, reach, hinge, and fold. One more breath here. I'll go. Walk the fingertips back. We'll go ahead and cross the legs again. Coming back to where we began in that easy seat. We'll just do a few gentle twists here just to conclude our practice. Just inhale up. Lengthen through that torso. Gentle exhale. Roll back, shoulder back. Feeling a little bit different from where we started class. Inhale, spine goes tall. Exhale, chin towards other shoulder. Inhale up. Find space. And breathe. Exhale. A cool breeze too. Normally it's just a hair dryer on you. Inhale, find a little length. Exhale, chin towards other shoulder. Inhale, release. Inhale, let's take the arms back up. Big, slow, deep breath in. Biggest you've taken all day, but not forcing. Gently exhale, nice and slow. Draw the palms right down the center line of the body. Place the thumbs against the heart, sternum. Inhale, lift up through the crown, chest. We'll just take a seated shavasana here, since the bugs are all hanging around the ground today. Just go ahead and place palms on the thighs, either face down or face up. If you're at home, you want to go ahead and set yourself up with shavasana, coming onto the back. Just let the legs relax, let the ankles fall open and travel up through the hips. If you're in that easy seat, just keep the belly slightly pulled in and active, and just that gentle lift in the crown. and root in the tail. Nice passive active. Stay here for a few final moments. Enjoy the benefits of our practice. It's quiet, easy seat. Thoughts begin to draw you off the mat. Just return to that breath. It's guiding you through these final few moments, enjoying the benefits of practice, enjoying the moment. Just noticing the temperature on your skin, that gentle breeze in the park, sounds around you, the color behind your eyelids. Just allow me to call you back in a moment. Let's deepen the breath. Again, just nice, slow, non-forceful, soft in the lungs. Exhale. Just welcome sensations back into the body. The wiggling of fingers and toes, running the thumbs across the fingers. Raise the eyebrows, moisten the lips. Being soft with the eyes closed. Let's inhale, arms out. One more time. Full, gentle breath. And exhale all the way back down. Take a moment here to thank yourself. Coming out, some self-exploration, care, love. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining me this morning. Please take this calm, peaceful feeling out into the world, share it with others. My heart to yours, the light in me, honors that divine light to each and every one of you. Namaste. Namaste, your fellow yogis. Wonderful to see everybody. Good to see you guys on Zoom. And yeah, I'll be teaching another class tonight in studio. Like I said, check that schedule because there's a lot of stuff changing and moving around. But I'll still be here every Tuesday. I'm here for another, I think, 2 weeks, and then I'm going to be taking some time off as well. So everyone have a great day.